All right, y'all. What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome back to the YGOC podcast. I'm your girl Fatima Ming. To my far right, we got.
K Dot.
Next to her, we got.
Whisper.
And to my left, we got.
Charlie Wilson, baby.
Finishing off his chicken and
Well,
whatnot.
fried chicken
Black
in the soul.
people.
That's right, baby.
So now we going to get into one of what I'm sure will be a favorite segment. What's wrong with K Dot today? Because it's always something.
It's
So,
something.
friend,
Yeah.
talk to us.
Let
What's
it out.
going
There's
on?
always something wrong with me. I like to call it the financial audacity.
Okay.
So I'm a very generous friend. Like, if I got it, you got it. So I don't understand why people get offended if you're asking to borrow money from me and I question what you want to do with the money. Like, do you guys find that offensive?
Yeah.
Why?
But, yeah, I mean, well, go
Because
ahead,
that's
Charlie.
why your ass
are
ain't
you-
at the bank.
Right.
Because the bank asks the same question.
So why would you be offended,
So
Charlie?
why are you offended?
I'm just saying most people would take offense to that because they already are having a hard time admitting they struggling. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I think the reason they coming to you as a friend is to not have to deal with the shit that's at the bank.
It depends
So it's
on how
probably
much
just like,
it is,
yo,
too.
exactly.
It
It's
depends
like,
on
yo,
how much it is. You don't have nothing.
No, I'm saying if I'm asking $20,
Right, yo,
like,
can I get a 20 to let? I've had people hit me up all the time. Yo, can I
Okay,
get
yeah.
20
Okay,
to
so
get
what
it
if
to Friday?
I'll get that $20.
Right.
Like, what if it's a substantial amount of money? Like,
Like-
what would you
Oh, for
consider?
sure.
If it's like
What would you say,
$500,
like a
have me fill
questionable
out an
amount?
application.
You talking about she talking about a full-on loan. Okay, you talking
No,
about
like a loan, but like I'm just saying in
$500?
general. Like for me, it's like you need my money.
right.
So like you making the whole situation about you. First of all, let's talk about how like they try to juice you up. Like I hate to bother, and if I couldn't do it, if I miss me with the backstory, like, you know what I'm
not gonna
saying?
change the fact that
Yeah,
you
it's not
need
gonna
this money.
change it.
Yeah.
But if you coming to me, like, I understand your financial situation, but you're not taking in consideration my financial situation. Like, I may have it to give, but I need to know, like, based on what you're using this money for, is it something I'll be okay with not
Right.
getting back?
Right.
So, like, that's where the questions come from. But I shouldn't have to explain something to somebody who needs something to me because we lender borrower. Like, you coming to me as friendship,
Right.
but it's business.
Yeah.
Do you feel like it's more likely that they'll pay you back if you know what it's for versus if you didn't know what it's
No,
for?
it's for me to know, like, if I give you this money, I'll be
Right.
cool with not getting it back. It's
Well,
not
like,
about.
why am I making this sacrifice?
Yeah, it's
In
not.
other words,
It's
right.
not really about you. It's about me making sure I'm straight. But like, the person who's being the borrower is trying to guilt trip me about what's going on with them
With their
and
backstory.
not right. Not even
Yeah.
the backstory, but not being considerate of like what I may have to sacrifice giving you this money that you need. So like that's what be wrong with me sometimes. Like I'm like, how you mad at me and you asking me for some shit? Like
Yeah,
it's
I mean,
weird to me.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, my aunt like has a saying like she tries to tell me like don't lend money if you wouldn't be okay with not getting it back, which is a sucky approach because it's like nigga, if you borrow it, then pay it the hell back. But I mean,
No,
just
that's
from experiences like where people don't give it back, it's like.
But that
like,
means you
it's
didn't
kinda
have
true.
it to give. Like you had an
Right.
emotional attachment to it. Like I don't have an emotional attachment to it. If I can give it, I want to
Right.
make sure.
Right,
Like,
it's not that. Like
oh,
for
if
me,
I
it's more
give
like
you-
principle. Like don't
you
tell
say
me
you're gonna
going-
pay me back,
Yeah.
but like for me, it's like if you tell me you still robbing Peter to pay Paul after I give you this, then I'm like, you're probably not gonna pay me back. So I need to be okay with not getting it back.
Yeah.
So it's more so for me, like. So if you're borrowing money for somebody, don't just make it about you. The other person is asking you a question because it's about them too. You
Right.
selfish
It's your money.
motherfuckers.
Right. Okay. All right. We'll go with it.
Yeah, man.
Is that all that's wrong with you today?
It's always something wrong with me. It's not me. It's the world.
It's everybody else.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I take accountability for me. It's just some shit. I just be like, damn, no respect.
Okay.
Well, money is serious, then.
Right.
Absolutely. All right. So now we're going to get into my 2 cents. So I came across an interesting article that was talking about feminine and masculine energy and the differences. So it was talking about how feminine energy is being where masculine energy is doing. And it was kind of talking about how, what'd you say?
I said this garbage can smells.
Oh my God. Right in the middle of my segment, KD.
I mean,
Ugh.
my bad.
No,
It's
so
in my mouth.
I cannot. I can't. No, so basically what they were saying in the article was how sometimes the modern woman, because we do so much and we work and we have careers and we got relationships and we got kids and a lot of shit, that a lot of times women unknowingly step out of their feminine energy and they start doing masculine shit, and then we wonder why we feel off. Or we wonder why we're stressed or having unnecessary aggravation and don't understand where it was coming from. So that's kind of what they were talking about. And it was saying how while being in your feminine being energy, you are in receptive mode and you allow life and experiences to kind of fill you up. Whereas the opposite of masculine is a forward moving, penetrative force that gets things done. And a lot of women, we have a get things done, we're doing attitude. And then we wonder why, like, well, why do I feel like off or stressed or aggravated? Are y'all have to listening?
We listen with our ears.
I can't.
I don't listen with my
That's
eyes.
true.
I
That's
listen
true.
with my ears.
I already agree with you. You ain't even done yet. No.
So as a man, it's like, do you feel like if you, well, you're married, but like when you're around females that are more in their masculine energy, like, can you tell, and are you kind of like repelled by it because it's like matching what
our energy
yours?
so much?
Yeah.
I think that's a big conflict now in terms of, it's a power trip almost for both parties. I feel like black women specifically, are at a place now where they have a lot of confidence. They've developed a lot of strength. They have a lot of stamina. They feel good about where they are, what they're doing, and what they've accomplished. And then you collide with the guy now who wants to come in and start directing your time and directing your energy, and you may not trust what he got going on just yet.
Right.
So a lot of times there's an immediate
And man might feel like kind of low-key like emasculated because it's like you're
course.
doing shit I'm supposed to do.
Of course,
So
because
like,
a man comes in with expectations of what he wants in a wife, usually from the beginning. And it's
Yeah.
like, I want a woman that's ready to submit and, help around the house or whoop-de-whoop. And a woman that's like, what do you got going on?
This
Like,
thing
guys
says
ain't used to that
submit
shit.
and help around the house.
he did. I was gonna gloss over it.
That's
but I
what
just
you
wanna
want
know.
your
I
woman
know.
to
Hey,
do,
so,
huh?
hey, hold on. We didn't get to my question of the day yet.
No,
So
I'm not
gonna
tripping
I'm
on
not
you,
gonna-
man.
I'm not gonna tap
Go
into that yet.
ahead. I didn't want you to
so-
whiz past. You know what I'm saying? That.
I'm so confused.
You's a
by
man's
the-
man.
No. We gonna
Well,
dive into that, though.
What you confused about with?
I'm confused by the male energy, the female energy. What?
Yeah.
What are you confused about?
Relax,
It's just
Mia.
responsibility. Here's the thing. I feel if you subscribe to being a man, nothing should be able to emasculate you as being a man. Like you a
Yes.
man.
Right.
So like it don't matter what somebody else doing that
Right.
may be deemed masculine or whatever. If you subscribe to being a man, it should not bother you.
She said subscribe like it's on YouTube or something.
Yeah, well, hopefully, I would hope they don't feel that. It could just be more of a turn off, not necessarily emasculated, but just a turn off.
I'm never gonna be more beast than no dude. Like I'm never gonna have more male energy than no dude. And
Impossible.
I'm with
It's
it.
impossible
You
for
say
you to
that
have.
Right.
But I'm
Say
still
that-
with
say
it.
that
Like,
now.
if
No.
you're-
She say
but
that
no,
now, but
if
but
you're-
women can go to levels of argument or maybe screaming or maybe it's control that maybe
No.
guys may not be willing to deal with or have the capacity to deal
If
with.
I'm screaming and yelling at you, I
Why?
want you to choke me.
Shut up,
All
bitch.
right.
I'm gonna be like, yes, daddy.
Take the clothes off.
This has to do with the start a fight. I
I'm just
can't.
saying, like,
For real.
all that male energy.
She wants you
female,
to
da, da,
shove
da, da.
her into a wall and shake the
Right.
shit out of her.
Right.
And
I'm
I'm
sick
gonna
of
be
this
like,
shit.
Hey, male followers, now's a good time to hop in the
I
DMs.
can't.
I'm just 9 times out of 10, like you as a man, you just gotta up your, if your woman is doing all this rah-rah, just up yours a little bit more.
Can't do that.
Don't get violent, but
You
I'm
gonna go to
saying,
jail.
put yourself in a position of like, I'm the man of the house, and you need to relax a little
That's
bit.
called going to jail.
No, it's
No,
not.
you don't have to.
No.
You don't
Shit.
listen. I'm with the chokey choke. You don't have to be.
I'm
a little
I don't
bit-
have to be.
That's my
For
biggest
real.
fear is like somebody's gonna like break into my house
Choke
and
you.
choke me.
And you
and
don't like it.
right.
And I'm gonna be like, yes,
I'm turned
daddy.
on by
What's
this. Wait a
your
minute.
name?
I'm done.
Let's get married. He's like, bitch, I'm robbing you. What the fuck?
You broke into the right one tonight.
Wow.
Like that's what I think about that. And then women, I do think we have to check it from time to time and just because I'm very independent. I like to do things myself. I've learned to take care of myself for a very long time. But when you a man, and you come through, I'm gonna totally relax and fall back. It's not gonna be no
See,
masculine.
all she did was say it in a different way.
She did, but like
Relax and fall
in
back.
the same context, like I just think y'all like lazy. Like nobody want to deal with nothing. Like oh she
Oh,
yelling,
for sure.
oh this bitch, like oh this
Right.
nigga's not being like nobody want to work and deal. Y'all want shit just to be how y'all
Right.
want it to be,
Right.
and
Well,
like
well,
that's not life.
Well, think about the time that we live in, though. We live in a time, and we're a generation that
Yeah,
has
but-
embraced. I don't need nobody. I'm cutting people off. You know.
But
so that's
you
like
still
a
not a
thing now.
machine. You want that though.
All right,
Like,
right.
but if
The
you
people
got,
use that as a defense mechanism.
right,
You've
you're
been
not
hurt.
a machine.
So
You're
it's
a
like,
human being, and like we all different individuals. Like nobody's gonna do the shit you want them to do all the time,
Right.
just because they with you.
Like,
or,
even
like
if that
we
person
together.
is the love of your life, like they're going to
Yeah,
disappoint
like-
you, like they're going to hurt you.
Right.
It's,
Yeah,
it's
you
just
shouldn't
like
be
y'all
like,
gotta be able to
oh.
work through stuff.
Right.
Why you got so many? Why you make so much more money than me? This is some bullshit.
Like, nigga, what do you mean? Like, I
Because
can't.
because what happens in relationships, people take their own problems and pass them on to the person's closest to them, which is their
Right.
partner. That's why
Right.
all of those conflicts usually happen. It's usually the insecurity of that person. It's like you said, K. Dot. You was like, well, once you subscribe to being a man, like you should just be confident. But it's just that confidence, and unfortunately, there's a lot of unconfident dudes out here.
Right, but
that are
like
scooping
that's
up
what
women
you're.
and playing with their
That's
time.
yeah,
That's
that
what it is.
too. But
The-
that's what
the
that
ones wrong
woman
with
is
them.
giving you. Like if she taking the time, especially black women, if they doing the extras, they really want the best out of you because they get on. Like once
Yeah, we
they
gonna push
done,
you. We gonna push
they
your ass to
done.
your best self.
Right.
Yeah.
So, you know,
So they mentioned like 3 tips to help women who are in go get shit done kind of mode to 3 tips to kind of stay more in your feminine. So
Hold up, listen, tune in, ladies.
oh my gosh,
Listen
I
up.
can't.
Hilarious.
I
Turn-
cannot.
turn your volume
I
up.
can't.
Turn the volume up.
hilarious.
So the first thing was, which I laughed when I read it, surrender more and stop controlling and pushing for outcomes in life and with men.
That's true.
Biggest masculine energy traits mistakes is being in control and having to always have things your way.
For sure.
Don't always have to have things your way because you're going to be stressed the fuck out all the time. You're going to want him to do something. He's not going to do it, and then you're going to think that he don't care, and now you mad. Like,
Facts.
no. Like,
It's
don't
expectations.
stress. Don't stress yourself.
For
ladies.
sure.
Man.
Number 2 is get out of your head and connect more with your feelings. Because I think a lot of women, well, I think people in general tend to overthink about stuff. And you might make up some shit that's not really how it is because you just overthinking stuff. So
Not me.
just we know not you, KD.
Not me.
And the third one was just to slow down and to be more present in the moment. So I thought those were some good tips.
I
to
think
kinda
that's
help.
powerful. Slow down and just be in the moment is
Yeah.
something that I think causes more destruction in relationships than a lot of people will even realize.
Yeah.
Because not just women, but men too, can speculate about, well, I feel like you doing this, what you about to do, or where you going,
Right,
what you
right.
all these things.
You mad
that
about
ain't
some
even
shit that
happen.
didn't even happen yet. Like, what are you
Right,
talking
right.
about?
Or the past, or some shit that happened.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I think once you start to embrace y'all's process, embrace y'all relationship, take each day one day at a time, yeah, it's that easier for y'all to move over and work on building y'all's life together. You know what I'm saying? She laughing.
No, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Y'all some sensitive motherfuckers. I love it.
Moving on.
I love it.
What's next? So now we're going to get into question of the day.
Get in tune
With
with
Charlie
your
Wilson.
feelings.
Oh shit! All right, we've been waiting on it, y'all.
Oh man.
All right, so
Yeah, get out. You. Fuck you. We've been waiting on you to leave.
So the question of the day is this right here.
I
Hey, y'all
can't.
was already flinching when I said the S word earlier today. So the question of the
word?
day is right now, in 2020, are women able and open to submitting to their significant other, spouse, man, that they decide
are we
or wanna
able
take-
to?
Or is that something y'all even interested in doing?
Speak.
Of course.
Now,
speak
when
on
I say-
your-
when I
speak
say
of
submit,
yourself.
like-
Only you two. Don't speak for all women.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking to.
If it's the right man, absolutely.
If you coming with the thunder,
she always
You
has
just
to
gotta
twist some
blow
shit.
his from back out.
I can't. If you
Thunder.
choke her
This
right,
nigga
then
can't
yeah.
do no wrong. You see how I'm walking?
She done told us.
okay, whole leg just popped out. Like, yeah.
I'd be like, damn, I ain't seen Whisper in 2 days.
I cannot.
I
She
can't go to work.
she getting choked
She
somewhere.
over
That's
there
what it
getting-
is.
Making this nigga sandwiches the next day.
Hey, you know what I'm saying?
You
Get
want
the-
Happy as hell. Yeah, I think so. I think so. But my thing is like, I gotta trust you and know you gonna handle your business. And then I can submit to you. But if I feel like you gonna have us flying over a cliff. You know what I mean? Like you gonna be doing stupid stuff. Then no, I'm gonna be out. But yeah, if you got it together and you're a leader and you're a man that's a leader, then yeah, I can submit all day long.
So the issue,
or you
so the
just
issue
choke her
there-
right.
right, that part.
Right, submit or get choked. Either one of those.
Right.
They
So-
go together.
So
What?
the issue then is just it's finding that right man that you're willing to do that.
Absolutely. You're not gonna just do that for any nigga.
Well, of
like,
course, of
I
course.
mean,
no.
yeah, if he's trash and has no vision, then no.
But
we
you
gotta-
wouldn't even be in a relationship with a guy that wouldn't do that.
Right,
right?
like we got to go through the vetting process. That's what dating is for. And then
Yeah.
if we get to the point of you, my man, now we together, then yeah, because I want you to take some shit off me. I want to be able to just be like, my man got that, and I don't have to fucking worry about it. So
Right,
yeah, if I know
right.
that you can steer us right, and
Right.
I can trust you to lead and be the
Right,
head of the relationship,
right.
then cool.
It's a lot of
Yeah.
ifs and buts.
Yeah,
and-
right.
Yeah.
Right. Let's
No,
define.
but
It's the
like,
fine
yeah,
print.
but like, you're not speaking it into existence. That's why it ain't happening.
That's the fine
like, if
print.
you like if and but.
This is K
and
Dot's
then-
thing. She always says, "Don't say if." She always like says, "You are, you will."
Yeah, like if the nigga don't do this, and when
Right,
it's
right.
like when he
Right,
don't do that, and
right,
when he
right.
like that's a more positive approach to it.
Mhm.
Like you already shitting
When
on a
he
nigga.
choke me later.
If
I cannot.
if he blow my back out, y'all some negative motherfuckers. I'm
You gotta work on
sorry.
it. You gotta work on
But
it.
I mean,
Yeah.
but here's the thing though. That's gonna go up and down throughout your relationship. Again, you know what I'm saying. So let's just say you wouldn't do that was showing you this for a year. You know, what I'm saying, a year and a half, and you're like, all right, I'm submitting to him. We together. Does your submission and all that shift and change?
I
over
think
time?
that's. I
No.
think no. I
If
think
he
you have the
shifts
right
and
to do
changes-
that.
Because we said if we're
You don't
we're
think
with the
so?
right person, when we're with the
Huh?
right person,
No.
you're gonna have
It
ups
should-
and
it
downs.
No,
doesn't
in
I
the
think
relationship in
you
general.
can submit and you can take it back. Like I could submit to you and then you can start fucking up.
Uh-huh.
Like you know what I'm
Right.
saying? And
Right.
like that's a courtesy. Like I
Gotcha.
privileged you with some
Gotcha.
stuff.
So
But
that's
like,
something you're granted.
yeah,
upon
like
access
and
at certain
if she
times.
take it back, like that mean you fell off your job. Like I submitted to you and like you got what you wanted and
Right.
now you fell off. Like so I can take it back. Like,
Absolutely.
I mean I
Repossess
don't
that
date
shit.
niggas, so
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know. I'm just
But
giving
no,
an opinion.
I would say if I see that you're a hustler and you have vision and say what you lost your job or something, like that's different. Yeah, I'll ride it out with you. But if it's just you blowing money away or something like that, and no, I'm finna go ahead and take the reins and take control of this.
Right.
But if it's just on some like you lost your job or you know the economy, something like that, no, the submitting doesn't stop. It just is like, you know, whatever. I personally, my thing is like, I don't think women should ever not work.
Mhm. Hold on, put that on repeat. Okay, we're gonna
Hilarious.
we just
I
gonna make
do.
that the whole
Right.
show.
And-
I
Not
think
let's
women-
loop
That's the
it.
thing is
Go
like
ahead.
some people mistake submitting for letting your man do
Being
everything.
subservient.
And
Right.
I think women should always work one for you don't ever want to put the pressure of one income. That I feel like that's very stressful on the person that you have to maintain the whole house in our family with your one income. And then two, if for some reason your man was like, I'm going to be with Becky across the street, you're good because
See,
you still
it's
have
always
Said
some back
Becky,
end.
yeah,
It's
right.
always some back
I'm
end
just
negative
saying.
shit.
I'm just saying. These are things that you do have to think of. Like, you can be in love and in La La Land, but bitch, be smart. Shit.
Right, but I think that brings up the next point. But on to this question of the day topic is the whole, obviously the submission thing. But you said, you know, you can go get you a Becky because I think a lot of men, specifically black men, will take the path of least resistance and go date somebody else because when, check this out. Because when
I'm gonna just drink my water.
Oh, nigga, finish.
check this out.
Finish.
Because here's what I'm saying. Because if it becomes too much work, it becomes too much stuff. You know, you
You
gotta figure,
lazy motherfucker.
Everybody, look, but not to even make it about black men, because everybody
But you did.
has the choice to deal with what they want to deal with and be who they want to be with. Just like
Yeah.
whether it's the prince or in England or you white, you Spanish, you know who you want, you know what you're able to deal with and what you're able to who you can deliver to. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't have the capacity to go back and forth or to fight or to make one specific person happy and you find your person that looks different, okay, whatever.
Hey,
mad
but
at
that
that.
wasn't why you found them. You know what I'm saying? We circling all the way back, Charlie. Because you was on some baby back nigga shit just
Okay,
now.
you was on some black
so
man.
like, I'm gonna come back next Sunday statistically,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna bring the statistics. Educated, well-off black men marry black women, and like it's not looking for the less resistance. Like they look for a black woman because they know who will keep them level
Right.
in the area.
Right.
Use a weak
Right.
individual
Right.
if you put your lips together to say you want to go find something
Right.
that is
Easier.
Right.
Right.
I can't even get it
But,
out.
but to speak for the men, because
No, go ahead.
I don't like the way that sounds either. I'm just done with my people because somebody else is easier. But here's what I will say: everybody has the option to say, you know what, this is what makes me happy. This is what I want to deal with. This is what I can deal
But
with.
that's if you really want to do it. So I think
You
she's
not
trying to say
truly
don't do
happy.
it just because
Like, that's a lie.
this is easier.
It can't just be a cop out.
You not
Right.
happy.
And at the same time, I feel like you're doing yourself a disservice if you're just taking the easiest route out and taking a cop out because not to just say black women, because there are white
Clean
women
it up,
and
Charlie.
Latino
Clean
women.
it all the
Yeah.
way.
Well, let me
the
make
fuck
the
up.
point.
So we can get
Let me make the point because it's not about one specific race. It's just about finding that person that you are able to build and grow with.
Yeah.
Because if you just take the path of least resistance, you're not being your best self.
Right, so it's not. I think what you're trying to say is what I'm getting is like it's. We're not talking about if you happen to be a
There you
black
go.
man and you fall in love with someone who's not
Right,
black.
right.
It's like
Right,
I'm gonna
right,
purposely
right.
not date a
I tell
black
you, they
woman because I
hilarious.
feel like this one over here might be more submissive or she might do this, that, and the
Right.
third.
She
Like,
easy.
Let's
Yeah.
okay. Look,
But there
let's
are
just say-
men that do that.
right,
Yeah,
yeah,
it is
and-
men that do it, but I said they're weak.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And they ain't really
I agree.
subscribing to manhood if
Yeah.
they
Let's
if
just
they
say
doing
what
that.
what you trying to avoid.
Yeah.
Some people feel like white women are easier to deal with than
Or
black
a-
women.
Asian.
Or
I just
Asian,
seen a
or-
meme with Young
yeah.
Jeezy with his new
Oh
wife.
well,
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
well, that's
Whoever, however
That's
you
a
want to
whole
call it.
different
We see what I'm saying? But it's
Yeah.
just about every man wants to come home and feel like he's the king of the castle.
that's true.
Most
you-
men, I
if
can't say
you-
every man, but most men want to come home and feel
That's
in
true.
control and in charge. And unfortunately, I'm not gonna say black women, but some women
Some women are
don't
just
make a man feel
combative,
like exactly.
and they're always in their masculine
Right.
too, and he don't want to come home.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So y'all may be right.
Yeah.
But that
No,
still
I
don't mean
mean,
he gonna
like-
say, okay, I still don't want to be around your ass.
No,
I'ma
that's
go to
cool.
this-
I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah,
saying
yeah.
though. So you
As long
you
you're
coming
saying-
you coming home to whatever you built.
Yeah.
You know
Absolutely.
what I'm saying?
As the head of the house,
That's
head
it.
of the
So like
relationship.
if
facts.
you're not feeling like a king, you
'Cause at the end of
better
the day, you pick.
you better go
bitch.
back outside and
Y'all
figure
pick
out what
each other.
But
not
that's
making you feel that
but
way.
that's assuming that woman let him build that shit, right?
Can't no woman make you do nothing that you don't allow yourself to do. Can't no
Facts.
man make you do anything you don't allow yourself to do.
Right.
Like these are just rational excuses. Like keep it real. Like at some point, if your woman is a dictator and she moves like that, at some point you liked it.
Right.
Like you know what I'm saying,
You
and that's
picked
why
it.
you why
You's
you
a
stay
freak.
with it. And then somebody got in your head. It was like your wife annoying as fuck. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
you need to be the king of the
Yeah,
house.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Well, damn,
yeah.
nigga, what can you do? Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what changed the dynamic. Like, nobody want to keep it real.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Can't nobody make me do nothing I don't want to do. If I'm compromising any part of me, it's because I want to
Right.
for you.
Right.
Not because you told me to.
Or you made me
Facts.
Or
do
you
it.
made me.
Right.
Yeah,
Facts,
like, just keep
facts.
it real. Like, my nigga, everybody want to be like, but, like, people don't want that. They want easy shit. Like, bitch,
Right.
just shut up. Like, I ain't gonna lie. My dad,
I was like, huh? Turn
no,
off.
oh God. Rest in peace, Roy. My dad married a Caucasian woman. Love her. Love my brother and sister. I was talking to her one day. Like, we having a full-on conversation.
Oh, yeah.
My dad told her, shut up. Don't nobody care what you got to say. And she stopped talking.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? And I thought that was the wildest because my mama would have just leapt
Right.
over whatever she did
Like, the
and
fuck you say?
busted him in his
Right.
snot box.
Right.
So I'm looking at her like, so we done? Like, you know
Right.
what I'm saying? Like, I would never want to be with somebody who censors me.
Right.
Like, you know
Right,
what I'm
right.
saying? That's not okay. But, like, that's what he wanted.
Right.
Like, you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? And that's why he went with my mom because my
Right.
mom would never do that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So, like, you know what I'm saying? R.I.P. my dad, but he's weak. You know what I'm saying?
Side note, I just love black men. I'm just with it, especially if they can grow a beard and they tall.
Watch out now.
Mm.
Fellas, step
That's
right.
the-
Come right to
that's
the
the
You can't
best.
just choke,
That's the
nigga.
best.
You gotta be
It's-
tall.
Right.
But
Have
no,
a job.
that's,
You got to
it's
be
just-
able to choke her
Gotta
on a
have a
regular
beard, nigga.
basis.
it's just something about black men I just appreciate more than like I've had like white
Interracial.
dudes come at me and I'm just like I guess like I'm not if a white dude came at me if he had the right swag and was really a nice dude I might give him a shot but it's something about a black man I just be like ooh my king my king
Shout out to the Kings.
Right?
Oh, wait.
dead.
I'm just saying, shoot.
Okay, bet.
All right, well, you can continue to have the floor. So let's move on into what's the move.
What's the
Oh,
With
what's
whispers.
the move?
You heard the move.
Well, there's a lot of fun things going on.
You heard.
One, if you're a comic or you love comedy or you want to get out there, in Inglewood, California, there's a black-owned comedy club called Open Mic Spot. It's $5 to get a spot if you want to go up and open mic. If you want to sit in the audience, it's free. I definitely suggest it for anyone who is trying to get into comedy and kind of get their self together. It's a great place, and it's great comics come through there all the time. If you're trying to turn up, there is there's a thing called Clubs Are Overrated. They have an Instagram called Clubs Are Overrated, and they are always at almost every Friday night. Treehouse Rooftop in downtown LA. It's a great spot. It's really good. The DJ's always good. It's normally 2000s music, like early 2000s vibes. So follow them on Instagram. It's usually free. If not, I think the most there like $10.
Where
Is
But
that
it's
like an
always-
every night thing, or it's just like Friday?
No,
Saturday
every
night?
Friday.
Every Friday.
Where's
Yeah.
that? No Hollywood?
Downtown.
Downtown.
Were you
Okay.
listening?
Well, you was just out
Yeah, I was in
okay.
North Hollywood in
okay.
Black House. That's a really great
Okay,
spot. That's
yeah.
K-Dot spot. If you wanna, if you got beef, that's where you can
Nah,
catch it.
pull up on the homie.
I mean, damn, Whisper. I mean, you can come.
I'm gonna be with you.
No,
I'm
it's
gonna be
cool.
with you.
I'm ready for all smoke. Like, you can pull up if you want to. I'll be there. But Black House is where it's at. Like, that's my
No,
spot
Black
for
House
real.
is if you're in North Hollywood,
I'm
but
so
I haven't
mad.
been yet. I have to check it
Yeah,
out.
It's
it's
dope.
nice.
It's dope.
But I mean, we're all out here. It's kind of far, but downtown LA, Treehouse Rooftop is really, really nice. It's a good vibe. There's always a lot of single people, cute. You know what I'm saying? And I try to go like once a month.
What day of the week is that?
Fridays.
Friday nights.
Charlie's not listening.
I'm trying to keep up. Like I'm really gonna go.
like you really gonna go? Like you don't have.
He's being the speedy
kids.
right
Like
now.
you
I
all in
can't.
my business over here. Okay. Side note. So we are a listener supported network. We accept donations through Cash App at Rollout Digital and Venmo and PayPal at Rollout Digital. For every $10 sent, we will add your name into a monthly drawing, and that drawing will be picked on Tuesday on the Happy Hour with Precious and Shelly Rio. Winners will be notified by them. And then, of course, don't forget about the cruise.
No, for real. Don't forget about the cruise, y'all.
Rollout Comedy
Cruise
Cruise.
coming up July 30th to August 2nd. It's a $50 deposit, and that has to be in by February 1st. We will all be on the cruise.
Or prices will go up. Let's emphasize that.
Yeah, prices
If
go
you
up
try to
after-
pay after the first, guess what? It's not gonna be $50. So just go ahead and just pay it now.
But
Do it
it's-
on the cruise. Do it.
it's
You
a
done got your
3-day
first
cruise.
paycheck after Christmas
It's a-
now, so y'all don't got no excuses. Just go
Yes.
ahead and pay the $50.
It's a lot of fun. I've actually gone on this cruise before.
It's going to
They're
Ensenada, right?
Ensenada,
Yes.
yes.
Ensenada, yeah,
It's
yeah.
fun. It's fun. We're gonna have a great time.
No, we are.
Blue is having a pajama jam for his birthday. You have to wear blue pajama jams. I'm gonna have on the TLC creep.
I
You
can't
know,
with her.
silky
She gonna pull out the
ones?
Yeah,
silk
hopefully,
PJs.
hopefully my stomach is flat, so
We
I
gonna
can
have a
like,
fan
my
and
stomach out.
everything.
How many buttons gonna be unbuttoned?
Oh my God.
I'm gonna just have
You gotta just have a one in the middle. You gotta
Well,
just have
my-
one in the middle.
My
Show your
boobs are
whole
big,
stomach.
so it's like
I can't.
But if you have any questions about the cruise, contact rolloutdigital@gmail.com. And we also want to shout out our sponsors.
You give them the phone number too. for the
Grass Straws.
cruise. Skip that stuff.
Grass
saying.
Straws. This is great for the environment, biodegradable, and they help the turtles.
So
And
please buy them.
please buy them. So we just want to thank them for sponsoring us.
For real.
and this is Grass Straws. You can buy this at grassstraws.net.
Yeah, these
Use
are-
the hashtag
Hashtag
D3.
D3. Whoop, whoop.
You heard? But no, get on this cruise. Like y'all super hating.
I'm
like
excited. I've been
the
doing
cruise
sit-ups
gonna
and
be,
shit.
Yeah, you know what I'm
I've
saying.
been doing sit-ups. I have.
You gonna peel off for us, Charlie? Like,
I'm trying. This is what I've been working on. And it's
Yeah.
still be-
July, you
still
have
be
to
ugly.
July 30th. You gotta
Yes,
get in
y'all
shape.
got plenty of
Ah.
time.
I'm
I-
doing squats and
I like-
stuff.
I
Clear
like
all
taco-
your warrants. They'll put you in the bottom of the boat. They'll put you in the bottom.
I like tacos and cookies too much, man. I'm trying to get my life together, man. I be
Tacos and
eating, boy.
cookies.
I be eating, boy. I be eating.
Man,
I love all food. That's the way to my heart. Period.
Right.
I don't want to body shame. you,
Fellas,
so be
come with the
quiet.
choke.
It's always body
Fellas,
shaming me.
Come with the choke hand strong.
The
with your
choke
beard
hand. Just walk up and be like,
and
"Ugh."
feed them.
No, I'm just joking.
Right in the blue pajama jam.
with my buttons.
Just pull the back of her pajama shirt real tight.
Damn.
But yeah, that
This
cruise.
is what you like.
Any information on that cruise, rolloutdigital@gmail.com. And there's a phone number, 747-242-3058 if you have questions or if you want to just book anything, book the cruise. Yeah, we're all going to be on there. I'm pretty excited.
Turn
I'm
up.
praying I can be in a two-piece.
You
By
can.
then.
You can get there, friend.
Yeah.
You
By
got plenty of
then.
time.
I mean, you could put two
Two-piece
pieces of
ass
clothes
out.
on.
I cannot.
She's such a jerk. I'm not gonna hang out with Kate out on the cruise.
So
She gonna be
what?
like,
Yeah,
she gonna
she
be like,
will.
big breasts. Where you going, big breasts?
Big breasts, where you going, BB? What's up? You know what I'm saying? We going to the
Now-
shuffleboard. We shuffling.
Now I'm embarrassed. My titties.
Gosh, don't be embarrassed.
I used to be bigger than this. I
I'm
used to be
gonna,
an F.
It's gonna be me and Marquise. Marquise asked me to look out.
That's gonna be her.
Oh, that's just
her cruise buddy.
That's cool. You ain't
I
gotta
mean, I
hang
wouldn't
with
say
me.
cruise buddy, like, you know what I'm saying? He can
Yeah.
matriculate around the boat on his own.
It's gonna be fun. I'm ready for the
No,
turn
it
up
is.
too, man.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
it should be a
Hey,
good
my
time.
July, my birthday month too, man. This will be right after that.
Oh, you a
Nobody,
Leo?
Let's turn
nobody
up.
cares.
I'm a Cancer,
so.
man. Get it
Oh,
right,
you
man.
a
I'm a Cancer.
Cancer.
Nobody
Excuse
cares.
us.
Ready for
First
that,
of all,
man.
are you
That's
allowed
right.
to go? Because you
Get it.
married.
I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna get my permission.
You ain't
slips
even
signed.
asked. You ain't asked.
Let me get my permission slips signed.
I appreciate
He
that.
talking
That is
big
the
shit. She gonna
correct
be like,
answer.
no.
She'd be like, we're going to the Disney cruise. No Speedy's boat.
I'm gonna
for
be
you.
FaceTiming y'all from that shit with the volume down.
I cannot.
We have the
I
house.
The
can't.
services you
Man.
cannot.
Yeah, that's
FaceTime
probably not
the
gonna happen with the
services.
service on the water.
It's gonna be a lot of different people who came from different places that work on this boat.
No, I'm out there. I'm out there.
Don't
I'm
be
with it.
surprised. You see a Camp Boney.
Everybody smashes on the boat. Everybody.
Everybody.
Don't say that. I just said I was going on a cruise. Now I'm not gonna be able to
no,
go.
I'm not
No, you
saying
can
you.
go,
I'm saying
like-
like the people
I'ma watch
on
you.
board.
Okay, good. You gonna be my chef?
Yeah, I'm
All
gonna
right,
be a
cool.
chaperone.
You my
I'll be like,
chaperone.
no,
All
we
right.
Don't
turned-
chaperone me because I'm
I'd
gonna
be
be lit.
like, I don't know what part of the ocean we were in, but we turned in early. I
that's
can't
gonna
tell
be
you a
fun.
specific time.
I
I'm with
can't.
it. I'm with it.
I'm gonna try to get strippers.
On the
Turn
boat.
up.
on the ship.
Turn
On the
up.
boat.
Turn up.
Just
On the
give the
boat.
little crew some
Hey,
money.
that's the
They'll
kind.
do
Hey,
it.
that's the kind of chaperone I need right there, man.
I
Fuck that.
can't.
Wait a minute. Wait a
Ain't
minute.
nothing wrong with looking.
Do you like strip clubs, Charlie? You from the South.
What's
so.
the next segment? What's the
Listen,
next
no,
segment?
no,
There is
don't
no
segment.
change the
There's
Just
subject.
like strip clubs.
We
Yeah, I
freestyle.
like them strippers.
Hey.
Yeah, I like them
I
strippers.
can't.
He
I
ain't,
mean,
about-
he
he
Yeah, I
ain't,
like
he ain't
them
been to a strip club in 10 years.
Exactly.
They dance.
Yeah, I like. No, I'm
I do. I like strip clubs. I think they're fun.
They are fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's for entertainment.
Mhm.
Yeah. The strip clubs in the South are totally different.
I'm trying to get. I'm working on going
That's
to
a
Atlanta soon too.
beast.
So
Okay.
They
shit.
do real tricks.
It just depends. Like, I wouldn't call like Deja Vu a strip club.
No.
It's more like a cabaret.
Would you date a stripper?
Mm-hmm.
You have?
She said like she date. Hey, she said like she date one right now. She was like,
brought-
oh,
she brought
yeah.
the picture in her
Presently
mind
I am.
like,
All right,
damn.
Hey, she tuning in right now. What you mean?
How about you,
Possibly.
Charlie? Would you,
Possibly.
would you date a stripper, Charlie?
Possibly.
Ah.
You can, but if in another alternate universe.
I don't think I could discriminate it really against really anybody. I'm just kind of at a space right now. The older I get, the more I understand. Everybody's kind of
Yeah.
got a story. Everybody kind of got some shit to
And
say.
usually
Yeah.
they do
and
hair
that ass
too.
is fat and it's walking by you.
said they
Yeah,
do
that's
hair?
true.
Yeah,
That's
they
true.
dance at night and do hair in the day.
I can't and sell dope.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I
And get the gift
cannot.
cards. Like, man.
I don't think I would date
Shout
a
out
male
all the
stripper. That might be too
strippers.
much for me. A male stripper.
Male strippers is
That's different,
They
right?
snatch.
Right?
Yeah.
They
It's
Yeah.
like
snatch.
they be a little hoish.
I
don't
send my
know.
wife to the male strip club with no problem because I know she hates that shit. I'm like, have a good time.
Right?
She hates that. She be like,
enjoy all that meat.
well, have fun, man. That shit out of here.
No, you know.
Lord.
But I like to be entertained. Like, they really got to dance.
Mhm.
Like, you know, you can't just be up
Oh,
there like
yeah.
you cute. Like,
Had the lazy
Wait,
stripper.
have you
something.
seen the blind stripper in North
Oh my
Carolina?
God.
hilarious.
I was like,
I ain't
is this
mad
for
at
real?
her.
I ain't mad either, because clearly she getting tips.
She
But
clearly-
she, you know what I'm saying? Are they marking the money, though? Like, does she know?
Hey, they playing her like Ray Charles used to get played
No,
back in the day.
right, right.
She said she has her
it in
phone.
my
Her
hand,
phone
baby.
will
She
scan the
touching
bill.
wrist. Oh, this nigga fat.
Hey, I'm done.
Better-
No, her phone. She has an app on her phone that can scan the bill to show that it's a 20.
Damn, that's
or
too
if
much
it's
work.
$1. Cause I would think like, nigga, oh yeah, I'm giving you a 20 and it's a $5 bill.
Right.
But she said she scans it first.
That takes too much time. I'm already
That's,
in the car.
that's a
I'm in the
lot.
car.
I
by
can't
the time
imagine her
she-
walking around
Do
in the
you
club
think those are
scanning
like
bills,
pity
like-
tips? Like,
yeah, cause she don't have no body. She ain't have no ass.
no,
or
but
no
I be
titties,
like,
but-
damn, she blind. I can't just like sit here and let a blind bitch dance and not tip.
Oh, there was this
She
$3.
trying.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'll tip like, y'all, I know everybody who's been at the club and it be somebody who'll get no money. I'll be
Right.
like, damn, that's kind of fucked up.
right,
And I'll
right.
throw a couple
Yeah.
That's
like,
community service
yeah,
right there.
like,
That's
you know what I'm
what
saying? I know
Say
you ain't
community
gonna be able to cash out tonight, but
Look a little something for the
Side.
gas. Let me get this.
Yeah,
Look
that's
at
it.
Look at this motherfucker.
I
gallon of
appreciate
gas.
your performance.
I appreciate you for trying. E for effort.
Oh my
For real.
gosh.
I was like, damn.
Side note, my friend told me there was used to be a plus size strip club in LA. Is that true?
Yeah.
It's
Here
not.
of
It's
all
not
places?
functioning
Just
anymore.
No, but let me tell you, I got tricked to go into it was in Long Beach.
Oh!
But I didn't know what BBW meant. Like, this was
Oh,
years
shit.
ago.
And we know K-Dot hates BBWs.
No, I didn't know.
No.
I didn't know. Like, my homeboy was like, yo, we going to this BBW party. Like, that's how he said it. And
Right.
we was like, oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? We get there in the line, and I was like, it's a lot of big women in this line. But I was like, maybe, you know, we late.
Yeah.
Man,
Hey, big woman ain't no time.
nigga, we got inside. First, when you first walk
I-
inside, it was a taco.
No, it wasn't.
I'm not even
lying.
making up. It was
Big
like
girls need food.
it was like, but when you first, like, I gave my ticket and then it was the taco stand. I was like, damn. And
my
but it
gosh.
was a curtain. And we pulled the curtain back, and me and my
Oh.
homeboy was like, no.
Got him. Like y'all ain't here now.
I was like, oh, big, beautiful women.
Wow.
I did not know what
That's
that shit
fucked up.
was. Yeah.
So did you tip? Did you have a? Did
No,
you stay?
we left.
Did you?
Oh, that's
I was about to say shit. And I stayed.
Why you leave?
Because I'm shallow.
Did you get a taco?
Yeah, I did.
You got a taco, but you couldn't tip the big
But
girl.
look, it was a
Okay.
gang.
Right.
It was a gang of niggas in there. Little
Right,
niggas though. Little dudes like big
With
girls.
the big
Oh my
front.
gosh!
Listen,
I
whatever
used to
floats your
always
boat,
get
man.
hit on by little dudes, and I'm like, sir, if I throw this ass back, you're going out the door. Like, what are you talking about?
Oh my god.
I used to always, and still to this day, like I'm much smaller than I used to be, but yeah, when I was at my heaviest, used to always get hit on by short, skinny niggas. All
Well,
the
you
time.
do look like you fed a small village at one time.
From my titties, is that what you're
Yeah,
saying?
body shaming. Body shaming.
I
on a
would fall
Sunday.
asleep on them motherfuckers.
Yeah. No, I used to be an F. I used to be an F.
Oh,
at
your
one
back
point.
was hurting, huh?
Still hurt. Still got problems.
Man.
Used to have to like swoop them joints in, like ooh.
She said, "Swoop them in.
Man, you got some
Get your
thick
friend
ass
charged."
straps.
hella thick, hella thick.
Them shit's like seatbelts.
Oh my gosh.
Well, this has been a pretty awesome first show.
That's
What
how you
y'all
do
think?
it first show right here.
Right, we
Right.
trying. So K
We
Dot,
got
gonna get
some
your info, ma'am.
And y'all can follow me on _ KYDOTT K dot. You can follow me on the Young Guns of Comedy page too. What's up, OG?
Are you guys giving any motivational messages today?
Yes, we're gonna do that after we do the
Okay.
Thank you, Nick.
social
Oh.
media.
Oh, that's on Nick
She
on the
basically
board.
said
Yeah.
she's in charge.
Fatima never introduced you. She ain't shit.
It's okay.
Cause we love him.
Oh,
It's fine.
Nick. Oh,
Yeah,
we didn't
Nick.
Shout out to
introduce
Nick,
you.
man.
Yeah,
You
shout
are
out to
part of
Nick.
the team.
H&S,
Appreciate
H&S
it.
is in the building.
Yeah.
as
I just wanted to
always.
make sure we leave on a positive note.
No, we
Yeah,
did.
we
Oh,
are.
oh,
We are.
No,
I got
big
you.
beautiful
Big
women.
Damn.
Wow.
So the topic of the day has
Yeah.
obviously been fat shaming today. That's
Yeah,
obviously
that's been
a-
the hashtag of the day. Goddamn.
K-Dot and her fat shaming. She doesn't like BBWs.
No, yeah.
She got the taco though.
She did get a taco.
What's your information,
A
man?
street taco.
You can follow me on Instagram at Whisper Washington Comedy. I also have a show next Saturday at Tao Comedy Studio in Koreatown. Come pull up. I'm doing 15 minutes. I'm making people laugh for 15 solid minutes. So
Okay.
pull up. It's on my Instagram if you want more details.
And she'll be cleaning crab legs in the back.
I cannot. Not crab legs. Charlie, what's your info, sir?
Hey, yo, so I'm Charlie Wilson TV. I am starting a new weekly comedy show Friday. As she just shouted out, open mic spot is on fire right now, man. Black Owned
sure.
Comedy Club. Make sure y'all come to Inglewood, pull up. So we bringing the first show back on the 17th. So we got a hot lineup. Make sure y'all tune in. Follow me at Charlie Wilson TV. And yeah, stay tuned for those details for that show coming up.
Okay, word.
Appreciate it.
And you guys can follow me on Instagram at Fatima_Ming. Also, please follow Young Guns of Comedy page on Instagram. And also for our question of the day segment, please feel free to either DM Young Guns of Comedy or you guys can send an email to younggunsofcomedyla@gmail.com and maybe we'll pull your question for the question of the week.
Yeah.
And we're just going to leave you guys with the word of the week, which is do not settle. If you hate your job, update your resume and go where your talent and your experience is valued. If you have toxic people, relationships in your life, cut them loose.
I'm off the show.
Do
See
not.
ya.
Why you thus, bitch? Listen, we ended it on positivity.
All right.
Do not stay in a situation or around people based on history or love alone. If something or someone is not good for you, you can love it from a distance. If you have a dream project, idea, or a business, take the practical steps to get started. Do not settle for mediocrity because it's familiar or convenient, and do not be afraid to go after what you want because it exists. Do not settle. So y'all have a fabulous, fabulous week. Follow us on IG, and we'll be right back here next Sunday, same time, same place.
Whoop.
That's how it goes.
Good job, guys.
Very good.
Yeah, that's good.
Enjoyed it.
Good job, man.
Yeah.
I don't
That was live.
You what?